I knew that something had happened. I didn't know what, but I knew that something tragic had happened.
They've left the cars out. And they're unlocked.
(9:30 p.m. on the 23rd of January 1995 in Morecambe, Lancashire.
Who's Mrs. Morocco?
I am.
Mr. and Mrs. Sandham say your husband's missing, is that right?
Yes, he always comes straight home from work, but tonight I haven't heard from him.
You've got some spare keys to the garage, is that it there?
Yes, and Paul, who works with them, has gone missing as well. It's just not like them.
Can you just hold on here a minute? We'll go inside and have a look. Can you just go back towards the car? Ian, he's here.
What is it?
Can you move back, please?
What's happened?
There's somebody led in there. Pretty bad way, I'm sorry.
No. Who is it?
I can't tell, I'm sorry.
My son's about 30, fair hair.
No, this chap's older, he's got dark hair and a moustache.
Oh, no. That's my Tony.
It's a nightmare that will never go away. It's with me every minute of the day, from when I go to bed at night time, and when I wake up in the morning. I just can't believe it has happened. I still can't believe he's gone in such a way that he has gone, and why, I ask myself every single day. Why?
Morning, lad. Yep, boss is here.
Morning, Mick. What have you got for us, Charlie?
Tony Morocco, local car dealer. Battered to death. Very messy. Blood everywhere. Got his wife down at the station now.
Anything else?
Yeah, Paul Sandham. There's a guy who used to help Morocco run the business. He's gone missing.
Really?
Yeah, got his wife down at the station as well.
Is Caroline here?
All right, the whole forensics team's working away now. Yeah.
Nasty one, eh, Caroline? So what you got for me?
Looks like the attack started out in the alleyway.
Yeah.
There's a pool of blood out there, what looks like the victim's false teeth. Then I think perhaps he's been carried, or maybe ran into the garage. Can you see the trail of blood?
Aye. Out else?
It was obviously had been a vicious attack. Papers were scattered around the floor, filing cabinets had been knocked over. There's also a heavily blood-stained torque wrench, which initial thoughts may have been used in the attack upon him. The big question was, who would want to kill Tony Morocco? He had no previous convictions, he had no known enemies, and at that stage, his employee, Paul Sandham, was still missing. It was our first priority, therefore, to find him.
So, Tony and Paul actually business partners?
The garage was Tony's business. Paul worked for him.
And as far as you're concerned, there were no problems between them?
No. They were more like father and son. You don't think Paul could be involved in this, do you?
Two others at the scene last night. Brian Foster, friend of Morocco's, and Jerry Duncan. Now, we've come across Duncan before, but it appears he's a friend of the Sandhams. Now, we'll have a word with both of them, but for the moment, Paul Sandham's still missing, so we must treat finding him as our main priority.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, what is it?
We've just found another body in a field off Powderhouse Lane. It could be linked to this case.
Yeah, I'll be there.
OK.
Take over, will you, Charlie?
Can we refer to the officer driving the vehicle, Papa?
Yeah, there's 21.
Right, okay. Morning, sir.
So, what have you got for us, Dave?
The body. It looks like there's multiple stab wounds. There's documentation which identifies it as Paul Sandon.
Sandham?
Looks like it.
Who's this fella here?
Edgar Phillips. He found the body and came to feed his horses.
And what about the woman at the gate?
She was driving past last night, so 2 men stood by the gate. One was slumped over the other. There was a lot of blood on the gate. Could have been stabbed there.
Make sure you get the statements.
Yeah, I'll get the sort of it.
If Tony Morocco was an unlikely victim, then Paul Sandon was even more unlikely. Nobody would speak ill of him at all. He was thoroughly liked by everybody around him and everybody who knew him. We couldn't find any reason why anyone would want to kill him. The most significant clue that a footprint from a Fila training shoe was found in the gateway, and that linked it to a similar footprint found at the garage. And it was then that we were convinced it was the same person that had committed both offences. TM Motors was on an industrial estate set away from the main roads, which led us to believe that the murderer was probably local. The first person we looked at as a suspect was a man called Jerry Duncan, who had been a good friend of Paul Sandham's, but we'd heard on the grapevine that he didn't get on so well with Tony Morocco.
It weren't like a serious falling out. It's just this car he'd sold on scene. The big hands had gone. We sorted it out.
What about Paul Sandham? Any arguments with him?
No. We used to go up drinking. We were good mates.
Such good mates that you let you use the garage and equipment when Morocco wasn't there, and sell your own motors.
Yeah, there's no law against that, is there?
No, but he weren't very happy about it, were he?
No, well...
Well, what did he say when he found out?
We had a bit of a go.
And?
Listen, you're making something out of nothing. Tony Morocco and I had our differences, but if you think I had anything to do with his murder, or Paul's, you're completely wrong.
These are some of the things that were recovered from Tony's clothing, Geraldine. I just want you to have a look at them, please, and see if you can identify them.
Yeah, they're all Tony's.
Is there anything that's missing?
Tony had a gold Belcher chain, which he always wore around his neck. That's missing. It had been repaired once. A different size link had been put in by the clasp.
So it'd be easy to identify.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that's missing?
His wallet and some cash. Not much for the lives of 2 people, is it?
So this is Brian Foster. He works here now and again. He just come up to help us. He was out missing. Could you have a quick look round for us, please, Brian? Thanks.
The cars.
What about them?
There's one missing. A white Metro. It was here on the day of the murder.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Registration number?
I can't remember.
Never mind. We'll probably find it when we check this lot out.
On the side, sir? Yeah, we'll let you know. Not sure of the Metro, sir. No late? No, nothing much. We got the registration. Apparently customers bought the car, but they haven't collected it yet. Checked it on PNC, but there's nothing on it.
No local reports, wrecks, burnouts?
No, nothing.
You try the HPI?
What?
Well, it's the index that car dealers use to make sure that cars haven't got outstanding debts against them. Could be worth a shot.
Get on it.
The whole weekend. No, it should be covered.
Well, no, Marty. I've checked that index, sir.
Aye.
It shows an inquiry on the Metro the day after the murder.
Whereabouts?
The garage in Erith in South London.
London? Charlie, get a team together, get the details, get down there so you can find out. I'll have a word with the super, see if you can clear it with the Metten.
Right.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Well, this was very significant. This really was the big breakthrough that we were hoping for at this stage of the inquiry. Suddenly we had a connection between the scene of the murder and a car being sold, and from that we hoped to get a description of the person who had sold that car.
I knew there was something about that car. You get a sense for that sort of thing in this trade. That's why I put it through the HPI.
Where is the Metro now?
I sold it on.
Sold it?
Yeah.
Who to?
An auction garage. But don't worry. They still got it. I saw it yesterday.
What about the bloke who flogged it to you? Do you know him?
Well, I'd seen him before. He tried to sell me rubbish motors a couple of times. I was surprised when he turned up in something decent.
So what exactly happened when he bought the Metro in?
All right.
All right.
You've gone up in the world a bit, haven't you?
Do you want to buy it?
How much?
Give me £1,000 for it.
You want £1,000?
Yeah.
Do you want another motor?
Yeah, I do.
All right. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. 600 quid and that Cavalier.
Nah, mate. I want £1,000 in the Cavalier.
6 and the Cav. It's the best I can do.
All right, I'll try it out. And the keys in the motor?
Yeah. Oi. The Metro. It is yours, isn't it?
Of course it is.
So, when he brought the Cavalier back, he said he was happy, and that was it. A done deal.
So did he leave a name and address?
Well, here he is. David Redmond.
David Redmond?
Yeah, 135, Riverwood Road, Erith.
Right.
You sure about this, Charlie?
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Sergeant Byrne, Lancashire CID. Wonder if you could help us, sir. We're looking for Mr. David Redmond. Does he live here?
I'm afraid not. I've never heard of him.
So, a false name and address. But at least the Metro was recovered. It was retrieved from the auction and taken to Chorley for forensic examination. Bloodstains were discovered and a sample was checked to see if it matched either of the murdered men. It didn't, which meant that very likely it was from their killer. Back in southeast London, the garage man was very helpful. And though he failed to find the Metro seller's face in records, he helped create 2 artist's impressions, with and without hat and glasses.
Honestly, can honestly say that I don't recognise a gentleman at all. No. All right, thanks very much. Thank you.
Incident room, Superintendent Gooch.
Oh, hello, sir. Paul Buscini.
Oh, hello, Paul. Thanks for ringing. I've just had a very interesting phone call from a DC Dick Cullen down in Kent. Well, Dick Cullen was working on a series of robberies that had been committed in Kent, and he was looking at 2 suspects who had been captured on a security camera committing a robbery in Surrey, and that was featured on the Crimewatch UK programme a week before these murders. Now, at the same time he was looking at these suspects, he also saw the bulletin from Lancashire about the double murder at Morecambe, and he noticed that one of the suspects he was looking at had a last known address in Erith, where the car was found, and had been previously convicted of offences in Lancashire. And because of that connection, he phoned the incident room to let us know what he discovered.
The first man is 5'10" with dark, spiky hair. The second man is slightly taller.
That's him.
He's 6
That's the
foot,
fellow we want.
glossy brown hair.
Terence Clifton.
If you recognise either of them...
About the same time, Clifton's name came up again, this time in Lancashire.
Afternoon, can I help you? Hiya, my name's Katie Hillary. I've got some information about that murder at the garage. It's the artist's impression. It looks like Terry Clifton. We used to knock about together when we were kids. I know his family.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen him for years, not since they all moved down south. Then out of the blue, he just turned up and came to stay with us.
And when was that?
About 6 weeks ago. Yeah, at New Year.
So that's about 3 weeks before the murders.
Right. Oh, he's no angel, Terry, but I don't think he'd murder anyone.
So what makes you think he's got something to do with this?
Well, he steals motors, does Terry. And I read there was a car missing from that garage.
Yeah, that's right.
And we'd taken him to TM Motors.
Tony Morocco's garage?
While he was staying with us. He said he wanted to get a new car because one he had was too expensive on petrol. So me and Tom took him there.
Come on, the BMW's got to be worth more than that Manta.
Your car needs a lot of work, mate. That Manta's in good condition. You're getting a good deal.
I thought you'd give me at least a one-er.
Nah, just can't do it. Straight exchange is the best I can offer. Take it or leave it.
All right, then I'll take it. But I just put a fiver's worth of petrol in the BMW, the Manta's empty.
Yeah, I'll give you a fiver for petrol.
Have you got the paperwork?
Yeah, I'll get it from the office.
Tight-fisted git. You see the size of that wad? He could have let me have something.
Terry stayed with us for a few more days. He were no trouble. He even did his own ironing.
Did he see anyone?
I don't know. Oh, except once on the Monday, he had some people with him in the car.
Kate, you got a light?
Yeah, it's up there.
Cheers.
Do you want any tea?
No, I got George and Andrew in the car.
The Morrisons? I haven't seen them for ages. I suppose George is still the same as ever.
And the rest.
Yeah.
He's as daft as a bloody brush. I'll see you later, all right?
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Terry Clifton stayed. Yeah, Terry stayed here.
Just when was that? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember it were... weekend.
George, did that weekend include Monday the 23rd of January? It was about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Can you try and remember exactly what happened on that Monday?
My mum came in and she said Terry's tyres have been cut.
Shit! Who done that?
Wasn't us, Terry.
George, all right if I borrow your bike, mate?
My bike, Terry?
Yeah, your bike. I'm going over to Whiteland Estate. See a couple of geezers. They'll be able to sort me out wheels to get to London. I'll see you later.
George, how long was Terry away?
I'm not in trouble, am I?
George, it's all right. You're not in any trouble at all. Can you just tell us what happened when Terry came back?
That's a nice car, Terry.
Yeah, the bike's inside.
What you done to your hand, Terry?
I fell off your bike, George.
What are you doing, Terry?
Shooting off, George. You take the Manta.
I can't use it, Terry. Can't drive.
George's bike, like the Metro, yielded spots of blood, and these ones were identical to those from the Metro steering wheel. What's more, the same blood was found inside a pocket of one of the murder victim's clothes. It seems the killer had been searching Tony Morocco, probably after he bludgeoned him to death. Back in southeast London, the manhunt was underway.
Hey, boss, have you seen this? That 25 Clifton is a one-man crime wave. Assault, robbery, car theft, all over the country.
Aye. What I want to know, what's he really like? I mean, what's he do? Where's he go? Who's he hang around with? Let's go have a word with his friends and family. See if we can find out what really makes him tick.
He did what?
Yeah, he used to nick cars by taking them for a test drive and then just leaving the owner stranded. Or another trick was that he'd drive that fast the owner was just glad to get out and then he'd nick it. Mrs. Clifton?
Yes?
DC Albuskini, DS Byrne, DC Rigby, Lancashire CID. We're looking for Terence Clifton.
You better come in. You've come about that Crimewatch programme. I knew it was him the minute I saw it. So ashamed. I couldn't shock my own son.
On the day of that robbery, he came round here to change his clothes.
Mrs. Clifton...
He showed me some rings. I knew they were stolen, but it was the violence. Once I realised he'd hit someone, I told myself it had to stop.
Yeah, we know about the robbery. I'm afraid we've come about something far more serious than that. Your son's wanted in connection with the murder of 2 car dealers in Morecambe.
He was always a bright boy, intelligent. But when he was about 11, he started on drugs and that changed him. He started to get violent and he's been in and out of trouble ever since. We couldn't stop him. Whatever we tried, he always knew better than we did. It was like he thought he was on a different level to us sometimes. He even beat up his father once.
Mrs. Clifton, when did you last see Terry?
Christmas. He'd not long been out of prison and came to stay. It was all right at first, but then he started going on about where we live and it was like he snapped.
Mrs. Clifton, do you know where Terry is now?
No, I don't. But he's got friends in London. He could be staying with one of them.
Well, Mrs. Clifton, if he comes home, you will tell us.
Yes, Mr. Byrne. Terry's my son, and there'll always be a place for him in my heart. But he's got to be stopped. I'll let you know if I see him.
All right, gents. Follow me. Right. So, who's on the list for today, then?
I'm going to have another word with Ronnie Dunlop. I have a feeling he might help us.
And what about Simpson, Mick?
Yeah, I'm going to see him again today, but I'm not optimistic. He was really stroppy the last time, and his brother's just no use at all.
We've also got an address for Lee Cross on the Larner Road estate. You know, he's the lad who's identified on Crimewatch doing that robbery at Jewellers in Surrey with Clifton. We're paying him a visit shortly.
Police! Police!
What the hell's going on?
DC Rigby, Lancashire Police.
What do you want? Look what you've done to my front door.
Lee Cross, you were under arrest for a double murder in Morecambe, Lancashire. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Now, come on, let's get dressed.
How many more times do I have to tell you? When these two were getting done in Morecambe, I was playing bingo with my family down the centre.
But you know Terry Clifton, don't you, Lee? You've worked with him.
I've done some jewellers with Clifton. I did that one on Crimewatch. I hold my hands up to that. But you ain't pinning no murders on me.
So where is Clifton?
I don't know. And if I did and he found out I put you onto him, he'd come after me. He's a mad geezer, capable of anything.
Cheers, Bob. Take it on.
Thanks.
Well, Lee Cross's story checks out. There's no way he could have been in Morecambe on the night of the murder. Cheers. So we're no nearer to Terry Clifton, are we?
I'm not so sure, you know. I get the feeling he's very close. We keep up the pressure. Someone somewhere will crack.
Who is it?
It's Robin from Lancashire. I spoke to you earlier.
What do you want?
Just a quiet word, Ronnie, which might be in your own interest.
You're causing a lot of grief around here, kicking in doors and that.
Is that why you screwed the door shut?
I ain't worried about you lot. It's Clifton.
Yeah, and he's around, isn't he, Ronnie?
Yeah, and if he knows I've been talking to you, things could get very nasty.
Well, you better let me in then, hadn't you? I went back to see Ronnie Dunlop because I detected a chink in his armour, if you will, some insecurity in his makeup. So I decided to exploit that. Listen, Ronnie, I know about the jobs you did with Clifton. And you know I know about them, don't you?
Look, what's going to happen about it? Because it's not your case, is it?
If you can help us to find Clifton, We'll put a word in for you with the Met. You could end up with a shorter sentence.
That Clifton's a mad bastard.
That's why you've got to tell us where he is, Ronnie.
Look, I see him around. I don't know where he's staying.
It's now in your interest to find out. I'm always on the mobile. In fact, ring me once a day, just so I know you're okay.
And you'll speak to the Met?
That's what I said. I know you don't know me, but if I give you my word, I'll keep it.
OK. There is one thing.
What's that?
My phone's been cut off.
Initially, Ronnie Dunlop took the inquiry forward by offering sightings of Clifton on the estate. We'd visited flats, but we just missed him. And there was developing a trust between us, and I knew that what he was telling me was right. OK, Ronnie. What have you got for us this time?
I was out earlier at a nightclub in Dartford. Clifton was there with some bird and spending a lot.
Do you know the girl?
Sarah something. She works at a factory on the Manaway Industrial Estate. Drives a silver grey Mini.
What's the registration?
It's a D-Reg. D503 something. I'm not sure about the rest.
Anything else?
Well, what do you want? Vital statistics?
How many factories are on this estate, Robin?
Don't know exactly. There must be over 30.
30? We'll be at it a month.
This is number 7.
I hope your informant's got his facts right and we're not wasting our time.
There it is, Charlie. D503, silver grey Mini.
He has got it right. Brilliant. Sergeant Byrne, can we do a vehicle check, please?
Her name's Sarah Cooper, boss. She's 18. And we've confirmed her address with her employer and her old school. She lives with her parents and her sister.
And her father's ex-job. Shall we bring her in?
No. Keep her under observation. You never know, she might lead us to Clifton. Look, Charlie, I'm going to have to go home for the weekend. You're in charge, you're right.
Right.
Target locking driver's door. Target walking on foot now, on foot towards the main road.
Just tell me when, mate.
Towards the main road. Go on, Dave, now. Towards the main road. Target now towards the shopping centre.
Stop at Bones station.
Yeah, she's looking at her watch. Looks like she could be waiting for somebody.
There's somebody going over to join her now.
Yeah, another female. Still an eyeball.
They're walking towards the shopping centre now.
Yes, it's a right, into the precinct.
Well, it doesn't look like she's that friendly with Clifton.
Oh, well, if I get no joy by tomorrow, we'll go and have a chat with her. DS Byrne. Oh, is she? OK. Right, thanks. We're blown. Miss Cooper has been on to the Nick, complaining that there are 2 strange blokes sitting in a car outside her house.
What do you want to do, move?
Nah. No time like the present. Let's have a word with her now.
Look, my parents are away for the weekend and my sister's out. I don't know what you want with me.
That's all right, Sarah. There's no need to be worried.
And I don't know a Terry Clifton.
Just have a look at this photograph.
I know him. That's Luke.
Well, Terry Clifton, or Luke, is wanted for the murder of 2 car dealers in Morecambe about 4 weeks ago. May we? Thanks.
He's a bit of an odd character. You know, I thought once or twice he might be on the run, but I'd never have him down for a murderer.
Do you know where he is, Sarah?
He was staying with a friend of mine,
Can you give me a name?
Nicola Clayton.
Is he still there?
Last time I saw him he was. It was about 8 days ago, but he said something about going to Italy.
Italy?
Yeah, he said you lot were on his back because of a Crimewatch thing.
Is there anything else you can tell me, Sarah?
Nicola's been a bit funny since then.
Funny? How do you mean?
Well, I'm meant to be her mate, right? But I've been round there and she won't answer the door. You know, making out she wasn't there. And the letterbox is all bunged up so I can't look in.
But you were pretty sure she was in there.
Yeah. I think she might be hiding him.
Nicola Clayton's flat's number 45 on the 7th floor.
OK, you two come with me. Robin, I want you on the ground at the rear, in case she throws anything out.
All right, Charlie. Can I have a radio?
You won't need one.
Oh, fine. I'll just shout then, shall I? Well, I asked for a police radio, and I was told that I couldn't have a police radio. To me, that was a flaw in the overall plan of the operation. Oh, shit, Charlie. I heard the click as he snapped the side-by-side sawn-off shotgun together. He levelled that gun at the door. At that point, I fully expected the first officer through that door to be shot dead. It was like an animal in a cage looking through the bars. I couldn't communicate. I didn't know what he was going to do next. He then climbed into the next balcony. He lowered himself down, and then he swung and built up a momentum like a pendulum, and he swung into the next balcony below him.
Oh, what do you lot want?
Terence Clifton, where is he?
Oh, don't I know Terence Clifton?
That's not what we've heard.
By then, there was a crowd encouraging him to climb down.
Look, I keep telling you, there's no one here.
Terence Clifton's definitely been here. We've spoken to Sarah Cooper.
Yeah, well, he ain't here now.
Well, you won't mind if we look round then, will you?
Clifton hit the ground running. I moved away from the crowd, checked that they weren't coming for me, and I then ran after Clifton. I thought he still had the shotgun with him. He went across towards the Lana Road estate. I reached the dual carriageway. I could see him in the distance disappear behind a block of flats.
What?
I'm DC Dodgson from Lancashire. I'm chasing an armed man wanted for murder. He's just gone onto the Lana estate. Can we go with him and I'll give you a description en route?
OK, let's go.
We then drove on to the location where I'd last seen Clifton. And we did a search pattern on the estate to see if he was still out and about. And it was quite obvious that he'd gone to ground in another flat with another friend.
I ain't saying nothing. I know my rights. I mean, you just can't come barging in here.
Luke, we're investigating a very serious matter and we just need to talk to you. So, will you sit down, please? Right. Now, according to our information, A man called Terence Clifton has been staying here. You may know him as Luke.
Cheers, lads.
Reckon the house then?
Don't worry, everything will be put back and any breakages will be paid for.
Yeah, well, they better.
She told you Clifton's been here.
Oh, he ain't been here.
Don't give me that crap, you lying bitch. I've just watched him escape from your balcony.
No.
And he had a sawn off. If you'd have pushed that door open, Charlie, you'd have been shot.
Now listen, you. Terry Clifton's already killed 2 people and you sit there lying your head off. Now, you better get your act together and start telling the truth before he kills somebody else.
Met him about 6 weeks ago. He said his name was Luke. He asked me if he could stay for a bit. He reckoned he'd fallen out of his flatmate.
And did he stay?
Oh, yeah. It was quite nice, really. Except when he pretended to know everything, and that got on my nerves a bit, but he used to bath the kids and put them to bed and that. It was just a laugh, really.
Just a laugh. Nicola, I don't think you realise the seriousness of the position you're in. This man, Clifton, is responsible for 2 murders, and you've been harbouring him. He's a very, very dangerous man. How old are you, Nicola?
18.
18. And you've 2 young children.
That's right.
So what do you think social services would think if they knew you'd been living with a man like Clifton, letting him look after your children, bringing a gun into your flat? You could be on a very serious charge yourself, Nicola. Do you realise that? Now, we need to know everything you can tell us about Clifton from the moment he came into your flat to the minute he went over the balcony. And don't you leave anything out, because if you do, and we find out, we'll throw the book at you. Do you understand, Nicola?
He used to be in most nights. He just used to watch telly. Sometimes some of my mates would come over and he got on all right with them. I remember this one night we were watching Crimewatch together with Sarah. Tel had asked me to record it for him, and he just kept watching it over and over again, yeah, but always the same bit, this jaw robbery. Oh, leave it out. Tel, what are you doing?
That's me. I hate the bird.
Don't be stupid.
What do you think? I'm joking. It's me. I whacked her and bust her jaw.
No, you never.
Look.
One of the men assaulted the sales assistant. He then ran to the storeroom where he attacked another assistant, breaking her nose.
Christ, are you serious? Well, if he is, it's a £5,000 reward. Do you want me to ring up and get it?
The man is slightly taller. He's 6 foot with mouse
Do it
and
then.
brown hair. If you recognise either of them,
I don't like grasses.
with any of our photo call cases, please call us now.
So then what happened?
He went away for a while.
When?
I don't know exactly, but he'd definitely gone by the Saturday because Sarah came round for the weekend.
So, when did you see Terry next?
Late Monday night. I remember because Sarah and I were watching telly and Terry turns up out of the blue. Oh, Christ, what's happened?
Been in a fight. Should I come in?
Oh, of course.
You're on your own, Nick.
Well, Sarah was staying. Are you all right?
Two geezers jumped me, didn't they? One of them had a blade. It's all right, I sorted it.
You got blood all over you.
You ought to go to the hospital.
Nah, they're worse than that. Come a bath.
Yeah, help yourself. Look, leave me your clothes and I'll wash them, yeah?
Yeah, all right.
Did Terry ever say where he'd been that weekend?
He said something about a flat in Lancashire, but nothing else.
So how much longer did he stay with you?
On and off till you lot came calling. But he kept the curtains drawn and even blocked up the letterbox so people couldn't see in. Then last Saturday he said he was going away for good. Reckoned too many people knew where he was and that he was getting out of the area.
Did he say where he was going?
No.
I remember there was this one time we all went out clubbing to Zen's in Dartford. Terry didn't have no proper shoes, so he asked me to drive him round to a mate of his who lent him some boots for the evening.
What sort of shoes would Clifton normally wear?
Trainers. He was always wearing trainers. They won't let you in if you wear them at Zen's.
Can you remember what make he wore?
Feelers.
Are you sure?
Definitely. There was this one time we were waiting for a cab and he showed me a gold chain.
What sort of chain was it?
It was really nice. Belcher.
Have you still got it?
No. He asked me if I wanted to buy it and I said I wasn't interested.
Do you know where it is now?
I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah, I can remember seeing a chain, a gold Belcher. Terry showed it me in the flat and I tried it on and asked if I could have it, but he said he was selling it to a bloke called Ron Davey for his wife.
We now had a very urgent line of enquiry to recover that gold chain. But when we visited Davey, we realised there was a fair chance that Clifton might be there. And since he'd been seen with a gun, each and every raid had to be led by an armed team of police officers.
Show yourself!
Ron Davey! We're armed police officers! Put your hands on your head! Keep coming down the stairs. Slowly. Keep looking at me. Come out to your doorstep.
Walk towards me slowly. Keep looking at me.
Put your hands on your head.
Keep looking at me.
Look at me.
Lie down on your stomach.
Follow me, slowly.
Keep looking at me. Somebody's going to handcuff you.
Do you know Terry Clifton?
Yeah, we know him.
You ever bought any stuff off him?
Time to time.
Jewellery?
Yeah.
Did you buy a gold Belcher chain off him? That one?
Yeah.
Give it here, love, will you?
The evidence against Clifton was overwhelming, but the man himself was always one address ahead of them. The team put yet more pressure on their informants.
Here he is.
What's happening then, Ronnie?
Word is your man's still on the estate.
So where is he?
I've given you addresses.
Aye, we've turned them over.
Ain't my fault if he's not there, is it?
Hey, I expected a bit more from you, Ronnie.
But if he's around, I'll find him.
You make sure you do.
I'm going. Can't be seen talking to you.
Hey, Ronnie. Remember what's in it for you. Hello?
Is Robin there?
Speaking.
It's Ronnie here.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning, Ronnie.
Yeah, I know. But I've got some information on Clifton. He's staying with a bloke called Kevin Rice.
Kevin Rice? Yeah. What's the address?
He's in Norvic House on the Lana estate.
Norvic House. Lana Estate. And you sure Clifton's there?
Definitely.
OK, thanks for that. Keep in touch.
All right, Charlie. How do we get on with Robin's information?
No wrong with the information, boss. We just missed the boat again.
What happened this time?
Would you believe Clifton left 30 minutes before we arrived?
So what have we got?
Kevin Rice. His girlfriend, Julie Lewis, is coming in later.
Right, we'll have a word with him. Let Janet and Nina have a word with his girlfriend.
Right.
He turned up late one night. It was the day you lot were after that guy with the shotgun.
Why did he choose you?
Well, I knew him slightly. He called himself Luke. We had done business in the past.
What business?
He sold me stuff.
Drugs?
Can't remember.
Don't mess me about, Kevin. Was it dope?
Yeah. A little bit for myself, you know.
I told you I'm there most evenings, and I've never seen anyone called Terry Clifton.
Have you been at Kevin's much in the last few days?
Yeah, I was at Kev's place every night this week.
Did anyone else see him while he was there?
A few mates came round. And Julie, of course, she was there most nights.
No, I've never seen him.
Are you sure?
Positive. And he was never at Kev's flat because I'd have known.
How did Julie feel about having a suspected murderer living in the same flat?
Well, she didn't like it at first. But she didn't have much say in the matter because it's my flat. But in the end, she came round a bit, well, because she quite liked the guy.
Julie, are you quite sure you don't know Terry Clifton?
How many more times? No, I don't.
This isn't getting us anywhere.
OK, Julie, thanks for your assistance.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Well, what about Kev?
You'll have to come back for him later. This way.
Well, he must have said something when he left.
Not really. He just borrowed a mobile and took off in the car.
What car?
Well, he bought a car off a mate of mine, a Blue Sierra.
Kev's been arrested.
You're joking. Julie, I'm really sorry, mate.
He'll be all right. I mean, you're the one they're after. I think you should get out of here.
Do you know where I can go?
No. But listen, they're letting Kev go later, so maybe we can meet up and see if we can find you somewhere.
Mick, can you get the registration number of the Blue Sierra that Clifton's driving now?
Yes, sir.
He bought it off a mate of Rice's. Charlie's got the details.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
Oh, and how are we getting on with Rice's girlfriend?
Yeah, I just heard. She's been released.
You mean she's gone?
She left the police station. Apparently she was adamant she didn't know anything about Clifton or Luke. There was no point in keeping her.
And when did this happen?
About half an hour ago.
So where is she now?
I don't know, sir.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
Yeah, but she did say that she was going to come back here later to pick her boyfriend up.
I'll see you later then, Tel.
See you later.
It wasn't you, was it? Tel?
Look, Julie, if you've got a grass, then grass, all right?
You lied to us, Julie. You just sat there lying to us.
I was worried about Kev.
Of course you were. But whilst you were here wasting our time, he was next door telling us everything. You've got to face it. Clifton is a murderer.
I don't know. He was all right with me. I like him.
You might think he's a nice man, Julie, but he's very, very dangerous. He's killed 2 men.
Did you see him when you left the station?
Yeah.
Where?
He picked me up in his Sierra and we drove around for a bit and then he dropped me off outside.
Outside the police station?
Yeah.
I was astounded at his audacity. And to actually drop her off outside the police station is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
A circulation for all units. Attention's requested to a blue Ford Sierra.
Index A Alpha 876 Bravo Lima Romeo. The owner is believed to be a Terence Clifton, who's wanted in connection with 2 murders. Clifton could be wearing a pink shirt and white trousers. He's believed armed and dangerous. If seen, approach with extreme caution. There's a repetition of details. Attention's called to a blue Ford Sierra, index A Alpha 876 Bravo Lima Romeo.
Yes, Byrne. Right, hold on. I found the Blue Sierra. Right, now, where is it? Yeah. Stuart. Mantle. Wait, where's that? Right. Got it. Thanks. Yes.
We dispatched a number of officers to keep observations not only on the vehicle itself but on the surrounding area, the theory being that if we could spot Clifton coming back to the vehicle, it would give us more time to let the armed team get into position to arrest him.
Who's this?
I don't know. Doesn't look like Clifton, though.
Buskini.
Yeah, boss, it's Mick Rigby.
Yeah?
The target Sierra is on the move. It's on the move. You're travelling towards Stirling Road. There's one on board. It doesn't look like our man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want us to move?
No, stay where you are. Keep obs. Cheers, mate. On the move.
It's here now.
Right. I'll ring Busky.
Hello, sir. Steve Kelly speaking.
All right.
The target vehicle's just past us off Stirling Road. It's headed towards you on Collier Road. Any instructions, please?
Stay where you are. Cheers, Steve. There he is. Boot it, boot it. Oh, he's turning left.
Turning left.
Come on.
He's going for a fill-up.
Excuse me, mate. Lancashire CID.
Do you think that looked like Clifton?
That was a red Montego, not a blue Sierra.
Yeah, I was looking at the pink shirt, though.
I got it off some bloke, part exchanged it.
So what the bloody hell's he driving now?
A Montego.
What colour's it?
Red.
Charlie, get onto control. Warn the others, will you? I don't suppose you remember the registration number, do you, mate?
No. No, I've got it written down somewhere.
DC Cheaton from Romeo Yankee Control receiving.
Go ahead.
It's time for you to move on. Some residents have been complaining your car looks suspicious.
Roger, will do.
All units, the suspect, Terence Clifton, is now believed to be driving a red Montego.
It was him.
Right, I'll phone the DCI.
Understood, we'll come back. Control say that Janet and Nina have been blown out. They've had to move on. Now, do we want another car in Windsor Road?
Hang on a minute, Charlie. Yeah, Buskina.
Hello, sir, it's Nina.
Just been talking about you. Believe you've been blown.
Yeah, we're moving from there now, but we've just seen a red Montego go by.
Yeah? Yeah, he is driving a red Montego, yeah. Did you get the number? Janet and Nina have just seen a fella driving a red Montego. Get that number quick.
Nina is there. Can you get the number?
Hotel 29 Victor Charlie Yankee.
Yeah, we've just seen it again on Frinstead Road. H29VCY.
Hotel 29 Victor Charlie Yankee.
That's it, Luke, there.
Nina, call a strike.
Janet, can you call the strike?
DC Cheatham to Bexley Heath, strike on Frinstead Road. That's a strike on Frinstead Road.
All units, it's a go. The suspect is at Frinstead Road now. That's all units, it's a go now.
Let's go. Where's Frinstead Road, mate?
Right round the back, here.
What's the quickest way of getting there?
Oh, your best walking is right round the corner.
Clifton, I'm arresting you for the murders of Paul Sanham and Tony Morocco. You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
To actually get there and you've got him, it was just unbelievable, really.
It had been a long inquiry, a high-profile inquiry, and it was like, my God, we got him. We found him.
We'd done it. We'd gone down there as witness liaison officers. And we ended up arresting him.
Everywhere we'd been given assistance. The phones were red hot, people ringing in, and the word spread like wildfire that he'd been arrested.
Right, Mr. Clifton, you're going to be charged. I'd like you to listen carefully to what this officer is going to say to you.
You're charged that on Monday the 23rd of January 1995, at Morecambe, you murdered Anthony Morocco. You're also charged that on Monday the 23rd of January 1995, at Morecambe, you murdered Paul Sanham.
OK, because of the seriousness of these offences, you will not be given bail. You'll be appearing at court tomorrow morning.
OK, Terry, just hold it up to your chest.
I think Clifton is one of the most dangerous men in this country.
Hold still.
This was a man who, just to steal some money, brutally killed two men.
OK, Terry, the officer's going to take a sample of your hair. Just a gentle tug from your head.
He arrived at the garage, found Paul Sandham there, which we don't believe he was expecting. So he had to get him out of the way. He took him out to a remote site and there just brutally murdered him and dumped his body in the field.
Would you like to take him back down to his cell, please?
He deliberately drove back to the garage. He then brutally murdered Tony Morocco, took the most expensive car in the lot. Only then did he leave the scene of this murder. And I have no doubt that for the slightest reason, he will kill again.
I feel now that when Tony was alive, I was alive and living. Now I just feel as if I'm existing. And it's so unfair. Because we had 25 years together, and we should have had another 25 years. And it doesn't seem right.
When it actually came to the trial, he refused to leave the cell and come to the court. However, once he'd been convicted, the judge insisted that Clifton hear sentence pronounced upon him. And it was that stage that he went berserk in the cells below. It took 8 prison officers over 35 minutes to drag him and carry him into court to face his sentence. Oh, I think he really was evil personified.